Hello, film theorists. Do you want to play a game?
This episode of Did You Know Movies is brought to you by something we're looking forward to, Jigsaw, which hits theaters October 27th. Did you know? The original Saw was inspired by low-budget indie films like The Blair Witch Project and 1998's Pi. After finishing film school in Australia, director James Wan and writer Leigh Whannell wanted to write and self-fund a small movie. The movie would be set in an elevator and filmed from the view of a security camera. Wan took the idea and developed it into two men chained to opposite sides of a bathroom with a dead body in the middle. The two men would then try to figure out why they were there and how they got there. By the end of the film, they'd realize the person lying on the floor is alive and is the reason they're chained up. After hearing Wan's idea over the phone, Whannell opened his diary and wrote one word: Saw. The idea behind the series' Jigsaw character didn't come until months later, when Whannell started having migraines. Whannell was convinced he had a brain tumor and went to have an MRI scan. While he was nervously waiting to be called in, Whannell thought about how people respond to hearing they have a terminal illness. He imagined a character that was given just over a year to live and snapped, deciding to force their own terminal situation on others with a more immediate danger. Jigsaw's avatar in the series, Billy the Puppet, was originally made from clay, papier-mâché, and had black ping-pong balls as eyes. However, later films used more sophisticated water jet cut foam for the body and had remote-controlled animatronics. The two men initially had a small budget, but it soon became clear more funds were needed. In order to draw the attention of investors, Wan and Whannell produced a 7-minute short film based on the script's jaw trap scene and bundled it with the script. When producer Greg Hoffman saw the short, he was immediately impressed and showed his partners Mark Berg and Oren Cools. The group quickly wrote a deal that gave Wan and Whannell creative control. The producers managed to muster a budget just over $1 million for Saw, and even though Wan and Whannell received better offers elsewhere, this was the only offer that gave the duo command. Interestingly, the film was originally planned to be a direct-to-DVD release, completely bypassing theaters. However, Saw received positive comments after a showing at the Sundance Film Festival, which gave everyone the confidence to pursue a theatrical release. In post-production, the team didn't have enough footage to work with, which led to a lot of gaps in Wan's edit of the film. Wan and editor Kevin Grudert actually had to make entirely new shots out of existing material, such as putting surveillance camera filters over footage and manipulating still photographs. Despite the team's hurdles, Saw opened at the number 3 slot on Halloween weekend in 2004 and was Lionsgate's second best box office opening ever. Saw ultimately grossed $103 million globally, and including home media purchases, Saw made back over 100 times its budget. The film became the second most profitable horror film in history, and the series would go on to be the most successful horror franchise of the past 30 years. Saw had a notable impact on horror and led to a resurgence of the splatter film subgenre. Saw continued to release in October each year and was welcomed by moviegoers, so much so that the series coined the phrase, "If it's Halloween, it must be Saw." Because of the film's success, Lionsgate immediately began looking for a script for Saw 2. However, Wan and Whannell were unavailable, working on another movie. Director Darren Lynn Bousman had just finished writing a script he called The Desperate, which was inspired by Saw itself. As Bousman was trying to get the script produced, he met Saw cinematographer David A. Armstrong, who told Bousman to show his script to Greg Hoffman. Hoffman was impressed with the Desperate script and offered to produce it. After showing the script to producers Berg and Cools, however, it was decided that The Desperate could be reworked into Saw 2. Wan and Whannell updated the script to keep it consistent with the Saw universe, and Bousman was brought in to direct the feature. Bousman also went on to direct the third and fourth Saw movies. One area of the Saw movies that always pleased fans is the traps, all of which are real, functioning objects. They were designed to look horrific, but ultimately be safe for the actors in them. Writer for Saw 4 through 7 Marcus Dunstan said, "It's built to function there on the day. It works. So if there's a scalping chair, there really was a chair with working gears to grind and pull your scalp back." According to Bousman, the hardest scene to film in Saw 3 was the pig vat segment, as it involved many moving parts. Although the scene's pigs were mostly made out of foam, rubber, and latex, they did have something stomach-turning on them: live, disinfected maggots. Another trap scene that was difficult to set up was Saw 6's shotgun carousel scene. The scene was originally planned to have 10 people strapped to the carousel, but this proved to be too complicated. The amount of actors was dropped down to 6, which fit nicely with the film's title. During the scene, the actors are constantly spinning. To avoid motion sickness and other undesirable symptoms, every actor was given anti-nausea pills while filming. These traps help define the Saw franchise, and will play just as big a role in Jigsaw. The July 2017 trailer for Jigsaw has several homages to earlier traps in the Saw series. One trap appears to be the Magnum eye hole from Saw 2, and another seems to be the Angel trap from Saw 3, which was designed to shred someone's torso. Perhaps the most iconic trap seen in the trailer is the reverse bear trap, which has appeared in almost every Saw movie as well as the original test scene made by Wan and Winnell. Although Jigsaw pays tribute to its origins, the film itself has new horrific traps. One of them is called the Spiralizer, which is a 12 feet tall, cone-shaped trap with coiled blades, inspired by kitchen tools that cut vegetables into curled slices. The blades are also coated red, which is a subtle reference to the red swirled cheeks of Jigsaw's Billy doll. After the seventh film in the series, 2010's Saw 3D, Lionsgate decided to stop making Saw movies until there was a story worthy of continuing the series' legacy, and it would be half a decade before such a script surfaced. One script piqued everyone's interest and was ultimately turned into Jigsaw. The script described a new game unfolding based on a single haunting question. If John Kramer has been dead for over a decade, who is behind a new string of authentically Jigsaw murders? As a character, Jigsaw has stood out in the horror genre. This is mainly because he doesn't chase down and slash his victims like in other horror films. He doesn't actually kill anyone. Rather, he puts his victims in situations in which they have a choice, to either kill themselves or other victims around them. The actor that plays Jigsaw, Tobin Bell, agrees with this sentiment, and even believes the character is not a psychopath. Bell told the Daily Mail, "Here's a guy who's part philosopher, part theologian. I don't class him as a psychopath. Anyway, that's not my job, that's the audience's job." The idea for the new Jigsaw movie was conceived when writers Josh Stolberg and Peter Goldfinger, who had spent 2 years pursuing a new Saw entry, proposed their vision to continue the story of the Jigsaw character. Composer Charlie Clouser described the project as a reinvention of the franchise, stating that it was a fresh take that would establish a new storyline. The film's directors, Peter Spierig and Michael Spierig, wanted to capture the spirit of the original Saw with an emphasis on mystery and interesting twists. The Spierig brothers had also showcased their skill with brain-teasing thrills and otherworldly terror in their films 2009's Daybreakers and 2014's Predestination, which Jigsaw's producers wanted to channel into the new movie. See for yourself and catch Jigsaw in theaters this Friday, October 27th. We have a special offer just for our viewers in the United States. By using the promo code FilmTheorists at lions.gt/filmtheorists or through the link below, you can get free tickets to see Jigsaw at your local theater. This offer is only available while supplies last, so take advantage of it while you can. Again, that's Film Theorists at lions.gt/filmtheorists. And if you want more movie facts, check out the Did You Know Movies video on Spider-Man. Or if you're looking for something different, check out our video on The Simpsons.